Hi, it's Karen here, and welcome to another day in our 24 days of tags for this year. Here I'm using all Lavinia stamps. I'm using faded jeans, tumbled glass in Distress Oxides. The stamps that I'm using Floral Wreath here, and that I've embossed with gold embossing powder. I'm using a Spirit of Christmas stamp from Lavinia, and it says, "May the spirit of Christmas bring you peace. The gladness of Christmas give you hope, and the warmth of Christmas grant you love." Don't we all need that right now? It's beautiful. And then I'm also using the miniature star group. That's one of the £1 stamps from Lavinia as well. So we'll get started. The tag size that I'm using, 6.5 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. And I'm going to use my smoothie to blend the colour on first. Ever so lightly taking a little bit of faded jeans. Because it's much easier to put it back on than take it off. And I'm just going to angle this, keeping this moving in a circular motion. And I'm just going to angle it down on the card like that. I'm then going to take tumbled glass and I'm going to blend around the edges of that faded jeans, softening it and just making sure that we've got a nice blend all the way around. As you get to the edges, you want to blend it a bit harder so that it sort of fades out. And then, as I did on the tag, just a tiny bit of colour on the edge. We're just going to make sure, yes, that will look lovely. So I'm going to use my anti-static pad here to make sure that we're going to clean off any of the bits that are going to get in the way. And I'm going to ink up my stamp with the clear embossing pad. And I'm going to use Wow Gold Rich Embossing Powder. Now there's a tiny bit over here. So, now that we've embossed the floral wreath, we're going to stamp with the Spirit of Christmas stamp. The colour that I'm using here is Paradise in VersaFine Clair. Now I don't want it too dark, so I'm just going to stamp off a few times. Beautiful. Because I want these words to be prominent, I'm measuring it. So then I have Christmas. There we go. I like that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is take my little miniature stars. And like on the original, I've just placed those stars in and around the floral wreath. Now when you're doing repeat stamping like this, it's always smart to turn the stamp around, otherwise all of them are in the same orientation. And now there's two things left to do. I'm just going to paint the berries with festive berries, and then I'm going to put this wash of white. You can see I've dry brushed the whole thing with white. Just gives it that sort of ethereal look, snowy look. So I'm just going to use some water. We've finished stamping now. Use some water, and I'm just going to remove some of that blue from inside the berries. That will enable me, when I put the red down, that it stands out a bit more. And I'm just going to paint red inside the berries. So using some white acrylic paint now. And a dry brush. This, I think they call this a chipper brush. They're cheap as chips. So there we are. There we have our tag for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to tomorrow. Bye.